Welcome back to the channel. Well, winter is well and truly here now in the UK. We've had a lot of rain recently and the golf course is really kind of struggling to deal with that now. So practice is becoming a little bit more limited, a little bit more tricky, especially in the short game and putting areas. But today I'm going to take you through a little short game practice drill game that I like to do to try and help keep my short game sharp, and something that I'm doing to help me prepare for Thailand. Obviously, when I get out to Thailand, this area is going to be a real kind of focus for me to kind of get used to the grass type, get used to the green speed, the firmness, how the ball is reacting on those greens out there. So this is really just kind of a case of really just kind of making sure that my fundamentals are in place. I'm kind of focusing on my landing points and just kind of mentally trying to stay sharp in my short game. So this is a 50-foot bank game that I like to do, something that I've introduced recently thanks to my team at Macro Golf. And it's just simply a case of how many shots it takes you to run out of 50 feet. So you start at 50 feet, and if I hit a chip to, let's say, 10 feet, then I've got 40 feet left. So it's a pretty simple game, but also quite good in the sense of you're trying to really kind of hit the ball close. And actually you can use this on the golf course as well when you're playing, because you can kind of imagine that you don't have many feet left and you're trying to chip it as close as you can. So I'm going to take you through this game today. I'm actually going to run through different kind of shots. So it's kind of based on easier, medium to hard shots, and you're kind of rotating that through. And also I'm going to change clubs each time. So I'm going to go through my 60 degree to my sand wedge to my gap wedge. And I've also got a ghost hole. So we're kind of moving the holes around, having different kind of shots in there. And it's going to really kind of keep that variance up, because you don't want to be doing this where you're just hitting the same shots all the time. We want to replicate as much as we can on the golf course. So my best score on this is 16 shots. I did this a few weeks ago and I've struggled to get close to that since. So let's see what we can do today. Shot one we're going to do from just behind this flag. Actually got a 60 degree to start with, and I'm just going to kind of drop it in the rough. You can get some real kind of funky lies now where it's kind of wet and muddy. So it's just about managing that, but let's see if we can get off to a good start here. This is a fairly kind of easy shot to start with. As I said, we're going to rotate through kind of difficulty of shots and clubs. So let's see if we can get off to a good start. Pretty standard lie actually, just need to kind of bump this out about 4 or 5 feet on the green, a little bit left to right. Okay, perfect start really. That's 1 foot, so 49 to go. Shot two, just going to go from a fairway shot here with my sand wedge, 55 degree. Going to go to the ghost hole that you can just about see. Again, this is a pretty standard shot, so really fancy getting this pretty close. Just got to land it actually almost by this other hole and let it just kind of one bounce check. Yeah, pretty good. Strong start. That's going to be 2 feet, 3 feet. I'm going to say 3 feet there. So 46 feet. Got gap wedge, 50 degree. The ghost hole is kind of just at the bottom of this tier down there. So I've got a little downhill right to left chip. Just going to try and play this kind of just feeding down a slope there. So again, a fairly straightforward one, but you know, it's not given. Got to still hit a good shot here. It's gone on a little bit. Just kind of skidded on me. Probably going to be about 5 feet on that one there. One, okay, 4 feet, pretty good still. So 42 feet after 3 shots, pretty good start. I'm going to increase the difficulty a little bit, back to the 60 degree here. Going to go kind of a little bit ball above my feet. Oh, that's a dicey lie. Okay, so it's kind of sat almost in front of a worm cast. This is going to be interesting, but 42 feet. Let's see if we can hit this within, 4 or 5 feet. I'll take that. Yeah, that's pretty good from there. And it's about kind of creating different shots for yourself, trying to push your short game a little bit in different ways. Gonna call that 3 feet, just about too far to be 2 feet. So 42 is 39 feet, pretty good through 4. Okay, shot 5, out the rough, got sandwich. Ghost holes in the same spot as it was on the last one. So again, just got to try and get this just kind of around the slope here. Come out a little hot, maybe didn't kick right as much as I wanted. Not bad. Yeah, 4 feet. Okay, so 35 feet after 5. This is good, really good start. Shot 6 then on 35 feet. This is really good. We're going to go to a gap wedge again. We're going to go to that pin just on the top of the ridge there. So this is, can be a little bit awkward. Just got to really judge how much it's going to kind of run and skid up this little tier. I think, just got to land it just to the bottom of it and let it just kind of skid chase up. Oh wow, it took a massive bounce. That's not good. It just took a bigger bounce than I was expecting. This is going to cost me some feet here. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 10 feet. Oh no, that's not what you wanted. Okay, down to 25 after 6. We've got some work to do, but that's the beauty of this game because it puts pressure on every single shot. If you get one shot that goes a little bit further like that, it can really damage your score. So every shot counts in this game. Back to the 60, going to go again, kind of a little bit harder difficulty here. So kind of throwing it off the side of this upslope back to the ghost hole. This is kind of awkward just because on the upslope, the green is kind of running away from me a little bit. Just got to really judge how this is going to come out. I've actually rolled it into a pretty decent lie, so that helps. Just out the rough a little bit though, so just got to try and land this kind of halfway between the fringe and the hole, just a little bit from the left. Sort of about there, but that took a massive bounce. How was that kick so hard? Oh, I thought that was going to be perfect. 4 feet there. Okay, 21 after 7. This is going to be close. Shot 8. We've moved the ghost hole on the top of this ridge here. Going to drop it in this rough. Got sandwich 55 degree. Yeah, this is a pretty tough shot coming out of this rough, kind of running it up the slope and got to get it just perfectly enough to stop the other side. So yeah, this is a good little testing one, but just going to try and hit like a little kind of chasey sandwich up there. It's sat down quite a lot in this lie, kind of a little bit wet, fluffy. Oh, it's kicked. No, this is not good. 21 feet, and this is going to cost me probably another 10. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 9. So all the way down to 12 feet. 12 feet after 8 shots. Okay, shot 9 to the gap wedge. Ghost hole is in the same spot as the last one, but we're going to kind of run it up this small little tier again. Again, this is just tricky because you've got to really, you're relying on the bounce and the skid. So with it being wet, it becomes very unpredictable. We're on 12, we've got 12 feet left. We need to hit a good one here. This will set us up quite nicely. Go, 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 go. Oh, I was playing for the bigger skid and it didn't, it was soft. I reckon that's about 7, 8 feet. Maybe more. Could be a 10 again. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 10 feet. Oh my God, I've got 2 feet left. This is a killer. So 9 shots, 2 feet to go. I've got to hit this one inside 2 feet. Otherwise, that's 9 shots it's taken me. Come back to the 60. Just going to be out the rough here to the ghost hole. Got to hit this inside 2 feet to stay in the game. So basically just got to hit it to a foot or hold it. This is, out the rough, tricky to judge, kind of running away from me a little bit. Come on, let's get this inside 2 feet. Soft, soft. Oh my God. I mean, would that have gone in a proper hole? Not sure. I had a bit of pace on it, but I'm going to say no. So that's 9 shots it's taken me to lose my 50 feet bank. As I say, it's a really good little game to test you and put the pressure on every single shot, because that's what you're going to be faced with out on the course, and that's what I'm going to be faced with in Thailand at Q School. So when you're missing the greens, when you're around the greens, you've really got to have that high demand, high kind of mindset and the pressure to say, right, I need to get this close as possible to save my par or give myself a chance for birdie. So that's 9 shots it's taken me. Not my best score. As you can see, difficult conditions, but this is part of the training, this is part of the process. So, you're just trying to beat those scores if you can each and every time. So there you have it. Give this one a go. Let me know in the comments how you get on with this game, and I'll see you all in the next video.